Now, I've already explained what mean is, and mean is actually a measure of central tendency, which there are three major ones. There's mean, median, and mode. So I'm going to talk about that now. So first of all, central tendency refers to the measure used to determine the center of a distribution of data. Basically, right now, all you should understand is that it's used to find the single score that is the most representative of the entire data set. So here's a sample data set that we were working with before, and if we could pick a single value to represent this sample data set, what ways could we do it? So first of all, let's check out the mean, which should be, a summary of what we've already gone over. So we have the data set, and to find the mean, first you add up all the values, then divide by the total number of values that you have. So I just add everything up, divide by 10, and I get a mean of 2.8. So that's the mean. But next we have the median, and we have our data set. So to find the median, first put all the values in order, which I've already done, and then next find out what value lies in the middle. So we have them in order, and now we're going to cross things off the edges until we get to the middle to find out what's there. But now we're kind of stuck. We have the 2 and the 3 in the middle. I can't cross them both off, so what do I do? So what happens when there are two values in the middle? When there are two values in the middle, you find the median by calculating the mean of the two values in the middle. So here I have 2 and 3. The mean, the average of 2 and 3, is 2.5. So we have found the median to be 2.5. And lastly, we have the mode for our data set. The mode is simply the most frequently occurring value. So this is our data set. We have the most 2's. For this data set, 2 is the mode because it occurs the most frequently. So what if more than one value occurs the most? Like let's say we have this data set. We've got 3 2's and 3 3's. So this data set is bimodal. It has two modes, 2 and 3. A data set with more than one mode could also be described as multimodal. It could have 2, 3, even 4 modes, even more than that. That would be a multimodal data set. So the question comes to, what should you use to find central tendency, mean, median, or mode? So most of the time in the future, we're going to be using mean for just about everything. However, there are times when you don't want to use mean. Like for example, an outlier can interfere with your usage of the mean. So what is an outlier? An outlier is a value that is very different from the other data within your data set. So for example, this is a data set I was using before. We found the mean to be 2.8, the median to be 2.5, and the mode to be 2. But let's pretend I added this outlier, this 500, that is very different from the rest of the data. If I was to recalculate everything, I find out that now the mean is 48, the median is 3, and the mode is 2. So in situations with many outliers, the mean is not a good measure of central tendency. The median or mode should be used instead, depending on the type of information you're dealing with. Or the outlier should be removed from the data set, which is a more advanced topic that I'll be talking about a few lectures after this. So if you want to check how I got that 48, try to do that yourself. Try to figure out how I got that number. And that is central tendency, which is made up of mean, median, and mode. Remember that modes can sometimes be bi or multimodal, and that your calculations of central tendency can be affected sharply by the presence of outliers.